It's your daily dose of Donna. Welcome to the show. Today is Tuesday, October 17th. I have such a fun show for you guys today. We have Zack Peter from No Filter with Zack Peter here, and we're going to talk about so many things. We're talking obviously about Britney Spears' memoir, which, by the way, we'll get into it, but now I'm definitely going to be purchasing this because I need to be reading this. We'll be talking about some Housewives stuff, some Dancing with the Stars, Mauricio, absolutely, ha 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 ha. And we're going to be talking about all kinds of other things today. Before I bring Zack into the feed, I just wanted to remind you guys that I am offering a giveaway for a free Sunday general admission Bravocon ticket. So that ticket is yours if you win the raffle. The raffle is if you enter my Patreon. So if you join my Patreon, you'll see a post that says Bravocon, and it closes tonight. Tonight at 9 p.m. Pacific time, I will be doing I'll enter your names in one of those live random pickers, and I'll be able to pick whoever gets the ticket. Just remember that if you get the ticket, I need to see that you're actually at Bravocon. So make sure that you're going to at least be in Vegas, or you have a use for the ticket. You can be in Vegas, because I don't want you to win it and then be in New York and be like, well, I guess I'll sell it. No, it needs to be a doser. So make sure that you guys get in there. And what else? Join the Facebook group, Daily Dose of Donna. Subscribe to the show. Make sure that you comment, say hello. And I've seen all of your reviews and your ratings on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. It's been so nice to see that. I really appreciate you guys in these crazy ass times. Okay, you guys, are you ready for Mr. Zack Peter? We got to get him on here and have some fun. Here is Zack.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, can I just tell you really fast? I need your energy. I need your bright, fun, light, happy energy, because man, oh man, times are tough in this world right now.
Times are tough. The world's been a little heavy, or very heavy, actually. There's no little and heavy. Heavy's heavy. But thank you. I try to bring a little sunshine to everybody, and anytime I can help lighten or brighten someone's day, it makes me happy.
Yeah. No, you definitely are going to lighten our day. So are you going to Bravocon? We haven't actually officially chatted about this.
I am not going to Bravocon, no.
Okay. Any specific reason?
I've always been very clear that I would go to Bravocon if I was able to moderate one of the panels. Otherwise, it just doesn't financially make sense.
Yeah.
Because listen, I have lots of friends that'll be at Bravocon. I have lots of Zack Pack members that'll be at Bravocon that give me the tea. They send me photos. They send me videos. So I will be able to cover Bravocon so much better from LA and report on it and share all the juicy details.
You're so right.
As you know, are you going to Bravocon?
So I'm going to Bravocon, but here's the thing. Here's the honest to gosh truth. I said gosh, like I am freaking a Duggar. Why did I say that? I said honest to gosh. We need to delete that somehow. This is a live show, but we'll find a way to delete that from the universe. Honest to God, this is my truth. I believe, like Britney Spears, this is my truth.
Hand to Bible, like Taylor Green.
The woman in me is, I feel truthfully like I'm not as interested in Bravocon as I'm interested in just being in Vegas with the energy and hopefully meeting more dosers. Like I haven't fully decide, because I have tickets for Friday and Saturday. I'm giving up my Sunday ticket because I'm going to be flying home Sunday and I just know it's going to be too much. But I think I'll go in and out. Maybe when I say in and out, literally in for a little bit and then out. I'm not going to go back and forth because it's not that easy to go in and back out and then get back in.
And you're going to learn. It's these events, these conferences, it's so much.
I know.
And meeting so many people is so much that's why I'm like, when it comes to going to these events now, I have to be really strategic about it, I would be taking the weekend off and not really being able to do content, not being able to tape the podcast, because when you're there, you're there. And listen, it's a rush and it's exciting and you're going to have so much fun and you're going to come out probably a little burnt out, but with some great memories. And you're going to meet some incredible people. I've met enough Bravo celebrities. I know all of these other podcasters and content creators, and I love them. And I've gotten to go on tour and bring a lot of them to my different shows that, for me, it just didn't make sense for me. But you're going to have a blast. Bravocon, it's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, I'm sure. I agree with you. I don't even care so much about meeting the celebrities unless it's Craig Conover. That's the one guy. That is my man.
Oh,
Zach?
mine is Austin. Austin Kroll.
Can we
Oh,
go on a double date?
please. I love a basic white doughy dude that's just like so basic and so like, ugh, his Muppet mouth does it for me.
I want Craig to realize that I will carry my own suitcase upstairs like Paige didn't. I will share my snacks with him. Well, actually I can't promise that because I don't share my snacks with anyone. But I love Craig. I just think he's so cute. So that would be the only person that I would want to get a picture with. The rest of the Bravo Lebs, I almost want to keep them at a distance because I'm like, I want to be able to talk about you guys. And
Yeah.
I'm worried a little bit about like if I were really in with them, then I'd feel bad about talking about them, you know?
Yeah.
But it will be fun. I'm going with my one friend, Jamie, who is absolutely not a Bravo fan. Like she watches Sister Wives. Like that's the closest she gets to reality TV. I told her, I was like, Cody Brown will not be making an appearance at Bravocon because, but if there was a TLC con, I feel like I would
Oh my
have to
God.
find a way in. But so she'll be with me. So we're not going to be spending all our days at Bravocon because she's not even going to Bravocon. Like I'm going to be at bars and drinking and shopping and who knows
Yeah.
what. We're going to Cabaret, Amy Phillips cabaret show
Fun.
on the Friday. So that will be fun.
So
We'll see.
fun. It's
Yeah.
going to be a blast. I was just in Vegas actually a few weeks ago and at the end of August for Erica Jane's Bet It All on Blonde opening
I
weekend. We
remember
went.
hearing all about that and you had a really fun time.
We had a blast. Vegas can be a lot of fun. And I will say that was the first time I've been to Vegas a lot because I have family in Vegas, but this was the first time I'd ever like really done Vegas. And as an adult, that like I was pretty much blacked out the entire weekend, but it was a blast.
It's dangerous. It's dangerous because there's no windows in there and you're just inside and the ding, 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 ding of the slot machines immediately makes me want to get a Bloody Mary and like it's over. Then it's over.
Oh, yeah. I had many Bloody Marys.
They have the best Bloody Marys in those casinos. Wait,
Oof.
let me ask you a question. Did you go to restaurants? Do you have any suggestions? Do you remember anything or were you a little too under the influence to remember eating?
Um, where did we go eat? We ate at the House of Blues one night because our package came with like credit to eat at the House of Blues, which was fine. Because
Yeah.
that's where Erica was performing. Where I don't know if we went anywhere good, to be honest with you. It was more of just like drink until we can find something to eat. And the other thing too is you always have big aspirations, and then
Mhm.
you realize you end up just sticking with whatever's at the casino you're staying
It's
at, which
so
is what we
true.
did. We, for the most part, we wanted to do Vanderpump Garden and Vanderpump Paris. They were already fully booked because
Yep.
people going to Erica's show, obviously, we're going to book that up. So I would assume, I believe Bravocon weekend is probably already booked for
Oh,
them as
for
well.
sure.
But wanted to do that, wasn't able to. But I don't think we went to anywhere good, to be honest with you.
All
We
right.
did
Well,
like,
I will keep you guys posted, of course, on my
yeah.
Instagram stories and on the Facebook group. And maybe we'll do like a last minute, hey, I'm at this random bar at Caesar's Palace. Come and join me if you're a doser.
Oof,
So make
so
sure,
fun.
yeah, any restaurant at the Cosmo, Ray says, I agree. The Cosmo's got great restaurants and they have a really fun hand roll bar where you just sit at the bar. You know those hand roll like sushi bars where all you
Yeah.
can get is hand rolls? I love those. Okay. Speaking of like having fun and
Mm.
speaking of having drinks and all those
Yes.
things, Zach, what's happening on November 19th?
Yes, guys, I am going to be at the Bourbon Room in Hollywood, which I'm so excited because I remember when the Bourbon Room first opened, they built it for Rock of Ages, and now it's kind of become like a really popular venue for concerts and now podcasts. I want to say the first podcast to ever tape at the Bourbon Room right when the pandemic had just like everything had reopened. And they were
Wow.
like, we've never done podcasts before, but we're going to give it a try. And I was like, okay, this is my first one ever. So I'm going to give it a try.
I love
And it
it.
went so well. And now this is my third time returning to the Bourbon Room. I'm so excited. I'm doing a special Friendsgiving show. So if anybody's
Okay.
in LA or, local to LA and wants to come out to LA November 19th, it's a Sunday. Come on out. I'm going to have lots of friends. Donna, I think you know one of my friends, Donna.
Who?
I think her name is Donna Bowling.
I'm going to be there. I'm so
Yes, guys.
excited. So who
Donna's
else
going to
is
be
going to
in the
be
show.
there? Have you
Well,
announced?
that's tomorrow's very special announcement. You're going to get some of the guests. I will say, there may be a server or two that you may be familiar with. or a former server, because none of them really serve anymore. They just
You know, I was gonna
serve
say.
drama. Yeah, we don't want any current servers. Um, but yes, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So you can get tickets at nofilterlive.com. If you're not in LA, you can live stream the show. You can get a live stream pass at nofilterlive.com, and come watch
Yeah.
Donna and some very other special guests
Have
that
you
I will be
announced
announcing
anyone
tomorrow.
yet other than me?
Well, technically, yes. There are a couple others that I announced. The Brav Bros are going to be there. So it's
Yay, the
going to
Brav
be
Bros.
you, the Brav Bros, and then Josh from Louisiana. I don't know if you know Josh, but
Is he the
Josh
guy
is
that
going to.
you've been doing all these live streams with eating sour
Yes.
candy?
Yes. So everyone's excited. So at least, I mean, those are kind of I can't keep secrets. I'm so bad at keeping secrets. So yeah,
But you guys,
at
it's
least
going to be really fun. He's told
it's
me,
going to be
I
so fun.
know you're going to want to be there. So November 19th, and it's perfect because it's like after Bravocon, before Thanksgiving. It's kind of like a little bit of a dip in the schedule. So make sure to
Mhm.
come and give us a hug.
Yes. So many
Okay.
hugs. So many
So
hugs
many
and
hugs.
selfies.
So many hugs and selfies, and maybe some makeouts with Zach. I mean, we don't know. We don't know
Yes.
if Zach drinks
Listen,
enough Chardonnay. Crazy things happen. We've heard.
crazy things happen, and I've definitely had my fair share of makeouts.
My husband Lance is going to be like, "You're making out, Donna. I'm going to be there because I need to get a makeout." Because poor Lance. Seriously, we'll work on that. Okay, so much fun. Yes, it's going to. You're going to be able to stream it if you can't be there. Definitely come and join. I can't wait for it. So Zach, we're going to talk about all kinds of things today, but the first thing that we have to talk about, which
Yes.
is all over everyone's feeds, is Britney Spears. And you know, I
Ooh.
am not a huge Britney Spears. Oh, I don't know if you know this, but I don't really cover her that often just because lately it's just been such kind of almost like just hard to watch content,
Mm.
because I don't like feeling like maybe someone's struggling mentally. I don't want to cover that for shits and giggles, but this is good. This news is good. So, did you hear about Britney Spears' new memoir that's coming out next week, next Tuesday, counting down the days, and the bombshell news that is being dropped? Have you heard about any of it? Because we're going to start talking about it right now.
I heard a couple of things that have already come out, which I'm already like, I need to get this book. Like Jada's book, I'm gonna throw it in the garbage the way Rinna threw Garcelle's book in the garbage. I'm gonna be done with Jada's book. I'm tired of hearing of Jada and Will Smith. I'm over them, but
I have a
I'm excited for the Britney book. It's Britney, bitch, and I'm ready for it.
I have a feeling Jada will find a reason to go back on the Today Show tomorrow to talk about Britney Spears' book because Jada is like finding her way in, and we don't want any more. We want that out. Britney Spears, you guys, has revealed in her memoir, which comes out next Tuesday, that she had an abortion with her ex, Justin Timberlake, after falling pregnant at 19 years old. And she said the agonizing decision was made because he, Justin, wasn't ready to be a father. Mic drop. Holy crap. No wonder on yesterday's show, I mentioned that Justin Timberlake was super, super nervous about this, or concerned, they said, about this memoir coming out. And I thought to myself, what would be the big news? Because we know that she cheated. We heard that maybe he cheated. Clearly, we knew that they didn't work out. How bad could things be? Ooh. Now, what's your like initial feeling when you see that kind of news?
That she had an abortion, or that she
Yeah,
was
that
pregnant with
that, that this
Justin's baby.
happened. That Justin got her pregnant and they had an abortion at 19 years old.
Um, I'm not surprised
Mhm.
just because at the time that they were together, the level of fame that they were in, I'm pretty sure that that was a decision that was influenced by their entourage, by their teams, by their managers. Like they were probably like, I'm pretty sure, Justin was like, this can't happen because I'm about to be a pop star and I'm not about to be on MTV's Teen Mom because MTV's Teen Mom wasn't a thing yet, but they could have made it a thing. And then everybody would have been getting pregnant because it would have been the cool thing to do, like wearing denim on denim. But I think I'm not surprised. I mean, reading the excerpts though, you can tell she loved this boy so much.
Mm.
And she would have totally had this baby and just been fine not being a pop star or being able to dip in and out. But this would have been such a scandal if she got pregnant. I mean, remember when Jamie Lynn got pregnant?
It was a huge deal, and I don't
It
remember how
was
old she was.
she was pretty young. She was like 16, 17. She was young. She was a teenager. But
Whoa.
like having Britney's level of like she was just Britney's sister, right? Having Britney's first of all, how do the parents not teach them how to use condoms? Like, what about contraceptives? Like, guys, we need to teach these kids how to, not get pregnant as teenagers. I mean, listen, I was the oopsie whoopsie behind the bleachers, and my parents were in high school, so it's fine. I turned out great. They brought great light into this world,
Behind
but
the bleachers. Jeez. Your parents had
um
a wild childhood.
so I mean, I just think she loved him and she would have totally done anything for that baby or to have that family with him. But maybe it's part of the reason that they broke up.
Well, so there's a couple things. Number one of the comments that just came in said, falling pregnant. Who falls pregnant? You guys, I'm just reading the article. It's the Daily Mail headline. Okay. I didn't fall pregnant when I got pregnant. I got pregnant, but I fell into a pregnancy, like a hole. Like I fell. Whoa. I will tell you something. In those times, when they were 19 years old, so I think she's about my age. So when she was 19, it was probably like year 2000, something along those times. I don't know. Things were so different. Oh, yeah. They dated from 1999 to 2002. So, yeah, 2000, exactly. So, it says it again. Britney Spears fell pregnant by Justin Timberlake in 2000. Okay. Here's my thoughts. There's a couple things that are happening here. Number one, I am under the impression, and maybe I'm wrong, that they were very, very religious at this time. Remember, it was like kind of Jonas Brothers, like promise ring time.
Promise rings. Yep.
Did they openly talk about the fact that they were, having sex, or were they those like one of those couples that were like, we don't sleep with people before we get married? I can't remember, because that's like also a little bit part of this. They were very religious. Remember that Christianity was like a big part of their faith.
Yeah. Yeah, and a big part of like their brand, which is why I think a teen pregnancy wouldn't have, been great for the brand, nor would news of the abortion have been great for the brand at that time. Like either one of those things slipping would have ruined both of their careers. And I think that that's probably what led to them not working out in the end is I think, I just think they were on different pages. Like, I really believe that she didn't care about the career as much as she cared about just having a wholesome life. And unfortunately, the fame is what really kind of took her on a spiral.
Yeah, I think, there's also something very interesting about what ended up happening with their relationship, right? So they apparently or allegedly, or I think it's pretty much confirmed at this point, that in 2002, when they broke up, it was because she had cheated on him with, like, this was the story, right? That she had cheated on him with Wade Robson, the choreographer. He then, if you remember, sang that song, Cry Me a River.
Cry me a river. Oh, cry me a river.
That's the only part I know too. Wait,
that's the only part I know.
You were the sun, you were the earth. Didn't know how much you're thinking. No. Okay, I'm gonna have to work on
more than okay.
Okay. Can you imagine if I came out and all of a sudden like fully got the words right and did a Justin Timberlake dance?
Yeah.
He played it off like she broke the crap out of his heart. This tells a very little bit of like, this opens up to a very different story, right? I don't know if at the time, because a lot of people are saying in the comments, and I've seen online, like, what the hell? She's blaming Justin, but she chose to get this abortion as well. It's not fair that she blames Justin. So true. Definitely true. Like, a lot of women decide to have a baby, even though the baby daddy doesn't want it. But she was smart in this case. She loved him. They stayed together after this pregnancy. She wanted the relationship to work. Secretly, I mean, look, this is not about like pro-choice and abortion or whatever, but it probably wouldn't have been the best choice to have a baby that young. I mean, to be 19 years old and in the middle of so famous like that had to have been, I don't know. My gut feeling is like everything works for a reason and happens for a reason in those cases. But it does make you think, wonder if Justin Timberlake like really used this cheating scandal for the Cry Me a River story. Like, oh, poor me, Justin got broken up by, got hurt by Britney Spears. Maybe he like really hurt her, which then led to the series of all the things,
Yes, and I don't know, like Justin just doesn't seem like that great of a guy. Like he burned NSYNC because remember they've all come out and talked about how they thought that they were just on pause, and then he went to go pursue his solo career, and they thought that they were going to get back together at some point, and he was just like not interested in them because like who is Joey Fatone? Like nobody cares about JC. So now he did the same thing to Britney essentially. It just seemed like he very much had very strong ambitions
Tunnel
naturally.
vision.
Yep. Tunnel Vision.
Mhm.
Didn't he have wasn't that his album Tunnel Vision 2020?
I have no idea.
Where
You would think I know after
where he
knowing the
talked
words to Cry Me a
I'm
River.
in my suit and tie, suit and tie, suit and tie. Remember that song? I think that
No,
was called Tunnel Vision. You don't remember Suit and Tie? How do you not remember Suit and Tie?
no, but I'm looking it up right now.
I
I
do
feel
remember Future Sex Love Songs. That was a great album.
I
That was
remember that
I'm
one.
bringing sexy back.
So let me okay, I'm literally looking up
Oh, and
Tunnel
Janet
Vision.
Jackson. Yeah. He
Tunnel Vision by
definitely
Justin
did so
Timberlake.
many.
I did not remember that song at all. Like, whoa. I will
I be
say
on
that
my suit and tie.
Justin Timberlake, he, someone mentioned Janet Jackson too.
Yeah.
There was a crazy scandal, you guys remember, with the boob and the Janet Jackson and the Super Bowl and whatever. And if you look into, and I don't remember the details, so I don't want to get it wrong, but Justin Timberlake is kind of the catalyst for a lot of people getting hurt and a lot
Yes.
of people getting screwed over.
Yes.
Justin Timberlake had one goal in life, and this was to be a pop star sensation, solo artist, top of the game on his own. And maybe he was the kind of guy that was willing to step on toes and, people to get to that place.
I don't think that's a maybe. I think history has shown us that there's a pattern there.
Whoa, Anna said JT also burned Cameron Diaz. He cheated on her with Jessica Biel. I did not remember that.
Ooh, pull up the Us Weekly article. I want
I need
that
to find,
scandal.
do we need to do a deep dive on Justin Timberlake? All I know about Justin Timberlake
That would
is
be
he was,
okay.
yeah,
Let's do a
tell
deep
me,
dive on Justin Timberlake. No, I want to do a deep dive on Justin Timberlake. That would be
can I
so fun.
follow your arm movements the way you do it?
I got so excited.
Let's do a deep dive on Justin Timberlake and find out what really he was like. I grew up watching Mickey Mouse Club. So I am their age, right? I am 42 years old. So when I was a kid and they were on Mickey Mouse Club, they were at the end of Mickey Mouse Club. Like I was watching it more when it was like Carrie Russell and Ryan Gosling and like some other of these a couple years older. But Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears, like I grew up with them, and Christina Aguilera, grew up with them literally. And I will tell you, Justin Timberlake was always my guy. Like watching NSYNC videos, I was everyone had their one that they had a crush on. Did
Yeah.
you?
I think it was Justin.
Justin was I was his girlfriend.
It wasn't Joey.
No, I say that
No,
with love.
Joey's like the Danny Wood.
Totally. You know who I met? The only one of NSYNC that I ever actually met was Chris Kirkpatrick.
Really? I met Lance Bass
Oh, that's
at a New
fun.
Kids on the Block concert, actually. Yeah.
Okay, like the Danny one. Yeah, okay. So I was a Justin Timberlake fan. So this is devastating for me. But then you guys remember last year or 2 years ago when he was shooting that movie out in New Orleans and he was up on the balcony and he was like drunk?
Yes.
Like there's some shady stuff happening with Justin. And we will find it.
I think he's a douche kebab. I think he's sleazy and he just, he's that guy. And I think everything that he got entitled him to be that guy. Like it gave him the ego that he has, that he can cheat on his girlfriends and get away with it and still have a great career, and he can do whatever he wants. He can bail on his bandmates and still have a great music career, and he can, burn Britney and still be okay. And now we see, the pendulum starting to swing the other way. Same thing with like Ashton Kutcher, remember? Like he had his, whole history, and now we're seeing the pendulum swing the other way with him. And it's like, I'm back.
It makes you start to wonder, why do people look up to celebrities? Because not like so many of them are so damn disappointing. Like so disappointing, right? We get these fantasies in our minds about these celebrities that they're just like better than or amazing. And I think as you get older, you start to realize like none of them have a clean bill. Like, by by the way, none of us do either.
Right.
Like 100%, none of us are perfect in any way. But for some reason, this idea of like idolizing celebrities, it starts to make you wonder, you know, like, why do we do this? It's
I think
interesting.
because we want to like idealize like we want there to be something aspirational. We like the pretty pop star that has the perfect life and the money and the man, and because we can look up to that and be like, wow, that's a nice, pretty, shiny thing that's up in the sky. But then we also love to tear them down because there's the ego of ourself that's also like, I wish I could have that. I'm envious of what they have. So I feel like to people, they're just fixtures. And like you said, I think we're all flawed, but I think we enable these people to become bad by by rewarding them in that way and by idolizing them in that way. And as we get older, we start to see, oh no, these are just terrible people doing terrible things. And I think, I don't know, we'll see what happens to celebrity culture over the next like decade or so. I think it's shifting.
It's definitely shifting. Hey, Fem. Okay, so she says, not for long, Donna, social media and cancel culture has changed that. People do not look up to celebs like they used to. I
Very true.
totally agree. And I think like TikTok culture and how fast things move and how fast we can find things out. So, like, I'm going to shift gears for just 1 second. So, by the way, just to wrap up the Britney Spears, I want to say that we definitely need to buy the Britney Spears book. We need to do a book club. We need to do
Already
something.
pre-ordered.
Pre-order, but are you doing audio or are you doing the hard copy? Because I think audiobook is going to be better for me.
I pre-ordered on Audible, and
Okay,
I'm
good.
gonna get, and I also like to get a hard copy as well because I do weekly book clubs, and so we're gonna read Brittany's book, and I
Okay,
like to hold
amazing.
it.
I'm joining. Okay,
Yeah,
so
you should join one of our book clubs.
yes, and I'll do this the whole time too. Just copy all your dance moves. Bringing sexy back. Okay, wait. I have to say something because we were brought up cancel culture and social media and everything. For those of you guys that don't know that are new here, I'm Jewish. My family's from Israel. And last night, something like really upsetting kind of came up on the news about Alicia Keys. And I want to just like touch on this real fast without getting political, but I just want to share that how fast things move and how fast social media changes things. So just to give you a heads up, I didn't even tell you that we were talking about this, Zach, but Alicia Keys posted a picture of her in a green jacket. And she said, what would you do in the Instagram post? What would you do if you weren't afraid? I have my eyes on paragliding. And then these two like eye emojis that are like, those two eyes
Mm-hmm.
like that. So people quickly got really, really, really freaked out and upset because if you don't know, in this big horrible terrorist attack last week in Israel, paragliders came in to this music festival and just wreaked havoc and massacred so many Israeli people at this music festival. So she posted that and immediately started getting a lot of comments, and people started creating TikToks like within an hour. She had TikToks and Instagrams about it. So she immediately pulled it down. And then,
I looked up the photo.
yeah, and you can't find the photo on her feed, but now it's everywhere online. Her manager is Israeli, and his name is Guy Osiris. So he also reps like Madonna and all of those. He comes out and he immediately comes to her defense because he's her manager. Of course, you have to like, holy shit, she's in hot water, get her out. And then she posted a quick story last night saying, it was totally an accident. I had no idea, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I asked my audience on Instagram, do you guys think that this post was an accident or intentional? And it is literally 50-50. And hundreds and hundreds of people have voted. I don't believe, intentional is a little bit less than an accident. So Alicia Keys is another example of someone that like you can't get away with anything right now because people are so fast to see everything on social media and whatever. I'm very interested to know, we're not getting into politics. This has nothing to do with the war or anything, but I'm just interested to know as a celebrity, as someone like when you start to have influence and stuff, I would be so scared to post anything. I'm scared to post now when I have only 20 some thousand Instagram followers. I mean, you have to be so careful, right? How many, like Ashton Kutcher in that apology video? I mean,
Oh my God, where they were under duress and Mila was like so pissed.
She
Like,
wanted to kill him.
She's like, our managers making us do this.
Have we seen Ashton and Mila since that video came out?
No.
We haven't heard.
No.
We heard that he
They're
stepped
still in
down.
the basement.
he is totally like he's stuck in the attic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
flowers in the attic.
sometimes that's what you need to do though, is like go silent, go dead, like just like, you know, or you can do the Sandoval thing and do a bunch of reality shows and go on The Masked Singer and go on Special Forces and create a new podcast and, you know, talk to TMZ every other day.
Or Jada.
Or oh my God, Jada, I can. Jada is doing the whole Bethany thing right now, and I'm like,
Who is
make it
who is
stop.
Jada's like PR rep? Because they are getting like they're getting her everything. She was on Armchair Expert too yesterday. Jay Shetty, Armchair Expert.
Well,
Like,
that's not hard to do when you're like, hey, I've been separated from Will Smith for the past 7 years, and Tupac is my lover. You know, like the love of my life. Like it just, that's not hard to book her after that. Everyone's like, give us all the details.
what do you think happened with like so Will Smith has spoken back out. Will Smith has come out
Yeah.
since this crazy book has been revealed, and he looks, in my opinion, not sure about you guys, but I think he looks like such an idiot right now. Like just as her like separated husband that has stood by her and ruined his career by slapping Chris Rock at the Oscars, et cetera, et cetera. But he's come out and he's like sending like all these like beautiful words about it, saying like when you've been with someone for more than half your life, a sort of emotional blindness sets in. You can lose your sensitivity to their hidden nuances and subtle beauties. Like basically saying that she was so resilient, clever, compassionate, very positive comments for someone who is kind of like throwing you under the bus left and right. What is going on there, Zach?
Stockholm syndrome. I don't know. I don't get it. It's like I think he's been so conditioned to just go with her script. You know, when he said, what else did he say in that? There was something like it was a wake up call, or it woke him up, or something like that. I was like, yeah, it woke you up to the fact that you've been separated for 7 years, and that was news to you. Like, I don't get it. Like,
Don't put my wife's name in your effing mouth.
like, hello, in his mind, this was still his wife when they're walking on red carpets together and he's kissing on her head. Like, you know,
What's the
I
deal though?
just
No, like seriously, who's lying here? Someone is lying because
she's
there's no
lying.
way
Well,
that she's.
I think she continues to unravel the narrative and just go with whatever she wants to go with in that moment without really understanding, or not understanding, but without really thinking about Will and their kids, right? I mean, look at when he did Red Table Talk. Like that was like, and she outed the August entanglement, which now wasn't much of an entanglement because they were technically separated, but she didn't want to divorce him. That's what is that? That's a situationship. I know because I'm reading Nick Vile's book right now called "Don't Text Your Ex on His Birthday," and I'm learning a lot about entanglements and situationships. And it's basically where one person is leading you on and wants you to continue to go with their script. And they kind of give you a little bit like she's breadcrumbing him, right? Probably giving him the impression that they may get back together or they may fall back in love or something. And I think he really believes that. I think he really does love her, or is just so caught up in, I don't understand their relationship at all.
Well, a lot of people have a weird, like intuitive feeling that there's something going on, that Will can't, like, he basically she has something on him. Like he cannot leave this relationship and he cannot throw her under the bus for a variety of reasons. I mean, I don't want to say what I've heard, but I imagine a lot of you guys have
I know
heard
what
things
I've
too.
heard. Yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone's heard the rumors about the husband.
His husband. I can't do it. I have to do the Meredith
The
Marks husband. How do we do
rumors
it?
about
Do
the
you want me to talk about the husband? Oh my God, it's so good. Okay, yeah. So Sandy said, well, first Laura says makes you wonder about other Hollywood super couples. What is real anymore? And then Sandy says she's his drug. He's addicted to her. I'm
What
gonna
is
go
real
with
anymore? Guys, we thought Britney was a virgin when she was over here having abortions with Justin.
I know this is all so telling because what is going on behind the scenes. And just, I come from this industry that as a casting director, but I have a lot of friends who are agents at big agencies. And the shit I've heard is unreal. Like The stories that you can only imagine are true, right? The secret lovers, the gay relationships, the
Underground sex parties.
underground sex parties. I don't want to go to an underground sex party. I don't understand people that do, but apparently lots of Hollywood does. I think there's like a little
You
bit of
wouldn't
a
want to go to like a sex party with like Ryan Gosling and Leonardo DiCaprio. Like
I want to go
they
with
all.
one with Craig.
Oh, with Craig and Austin.
Yeah, Craig and Austin at underground sex party. I think we can do a special episode of Pillows and Beer, their podcast.
There we go.
So yeah, it's definitely an interesting dynamic. Now let's talk like a little bit more about relationships here because Kyle and Mauricio, I have to touch on it really fast because there's some rumors afloating that Mauricio and his dance partner Emma, Mauricio, absolutely, ha 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 ha. That's what he says. Um, are taking it off the dance floor, if you know what I mean.
You know what? Good for him.
Good for him.
He's separated. Here's the thing. You're separated. You've made a conscious decision to not be entangled with your wife. And if she's over there with Morgan Wade and Morgan's I'm gonna make you fall in love with me. And she's over there pouring water on herself. Like, listen, let Kyle stay in the bathtub with Morgan Wade, as we all anxiously await the countdown of this groundbreaking documentary that I'm sure you're on the edge of your seat waiting to watch about Morgan Wade. Yeah, I think listen, go for it. Dan, like he's technically single. He's
Okay,
legally married.
he's definitely single because he was already hooking. Listen, this is all allegedly. He was hooking up even when he wasn't single. Okay,
Yeah.
It's a pretty much known fact at this point. She is definitely allegedly with Morgan Wade. I think definitely. That's my gut feeling. But there's all these articles now that are saying this is all just a hook for a storyline. Just you wait. Like this is not real. The separation is not real. Is there truth? Is there a possibility? No,
No.
100%, right? They're
This
100% getting
this is like
separated.
when people were saying that Scandal was all planned and produced, and it's no, like everybody just needs to shut up and enjoy reality TV in its glory right now. Like this is a good year in reality TV. We have good scandal. Stop trying to ruin the scandal, okay? Nobody's asking you to be Kerry Washington. Let the scandal be.
Yes, yes. And I think like number one, I'm not super personally attracted to Mauricio. He's not my type. His teeth are a lot now. He's got teeth that, like jump out at you and he's like, he's a little smarmy on the dance floor. Like the dance floor for me has been a turn off rather than a turn on where it normally would be. Like Jason Mraz, by the way, I don't know if you watch Dancing with the Stars. Jason Mraz can move, but like Tyson Beckford and Mauricio, two hot guys that can't dance, it ain't a good look. Just saying.
Mm.
Just saying. But Lance, my husband, works on Dancing with the Stars and loves Mauricio. He's the nicest guy. He's one of the best talent ever. So I'm very torn because I really want to like him. But at the same time, you're getting yourself involved in this crazy scandal, pulling it out on all your reality shows. At the end of the day, you're really just a reality star trying to get some headlines also. Like the separation may be true, but also you can really keep it under wraps, i.e. Dorit and PK, which I don't know if you've heard some stuff too. But I don't know. I just personally do not understand how in the world they think that what they're doing is a good move long term as parents for their kids, etc. It's weird.
It's weird. I don't understand it. I'm a little fatigued by it. I don't think that it's just to have a storyline on the show though. I think because this didn't come out until after cameras had wrapped.
Yeah.
I have seen the premiere of Beverly Hills. It is good, and I think that we're probably going to see a different with that because I can't give anything away, but I think we're probably going to see a different side of their relationship that I think has maybe been protected in previous seasons because it wasn't relevant enough to put on the show. Because think of it, when they're filming these shows, they're filming all day, multiple days a week, that like there's a ton of footage. And if it doesn't make sense for whatever the producers want their storylines to be for that season, it gets scrapped. And I think we've always seen Kyle and Mauricio have a strong marriage. And so it just never made sense to focus on some of these other little things, some of the nuances that I don't think would have normally been picked up, that I think we're probably going to start to see more of this season.
When did they actually tape Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? Like, what were the months? Do you know?
Oh, remember it went on break for a long time. I think it was like, well, let's see. The finale party was in, it was what, the first week of May. So I want to say they started filming in like February, March.
February, March
March,
of
April,
this
May.
year.
Yeah, February, March, April, May. Yeah, so like 3-4ish months.
Yeah. And when did she officially meet Morgan Wade and had that lunch? Was that last January or February? It was 2022.
It was
Yeah,
September,
because
like
she
the
went
end of last
sober.
summer. Yeah.
It
Yes.
was
And
it
that's when
was
she went
like
sober. Yep.
Yeah, it was before she went sober, so which was a year ago. By the way, thank you guys so much for the gifts. I don't know what they're called. Are they called super chats? What are they called?
Super chats. Super chats.
Tina, thank you so much. And I know I got one earlier from JP asking what the Halloween costume this year is. I'm dying to know.
Ooh.
My Halloween costume, I mean, my kids are dressing up as hot dogs, so I may just be ketchup. Should I be something more interesting?
You should dress up as Raquel.
Just Raquel? Just
The
like a
way
lightning
Tom,
bolt?
remember when Tom dressed up as Raquel? I think you should
Oh,
dress up as Tom dressed up as Raquel.
I should dress up as Mauricio. I'm gonna dress up. I'm gonna open my shirt.
You need the new
Um,
teeth.
yeah, and just big white teeth.
His
Where,
every
what was
time.
I doing the last? I like that. Absolutely. Okay, so super stickers. Thank you, Lauren. Okay. So we were just talking about this whole Kyle, the timeline here. I don't Kyle to me is an actress, and this is her her big thing from what I've seen on the show is like find a way to always be portrayed as perfect and everything
Mhm.
is together and everything is fine. And that fell into her relationship with Mauricio. We never got any kind of hints of anything that bad, even though Mauricio wasn't perfect. Like the whole Dorit, remember there was like that affair rumor
Oh yeah.
between Dorit and Mauricio? What do you think? Can we just like segue? Do you think anything ever happened with Dorit and Mauricio?
No. No.
Well, I don't think so, only because, well, if it did,
No.
no one knows because PK was at Dancing with the Stars when I was there, supporting Mauricio. And I don't think that he would ever be supporting someone that had an affair, right?
With his
Um,
wife, yeah. No, I don't think anything ever happened.
but what do we know about Dorit and PK? I'll tell you what I've heard. And I think I've said it on the show or on Patreon before, but someone that listens to my show sent me a DM that I can't remember if it was her husband or someone in her life works with PK in that world. And they're like definitely on the road to divorce. This was what this person said. So that's alleged, but like we haven't seen anything of them together in months.
No. And I think it's interesting that now that Erica outed it at Bravocon a year ago, because now we have Bravocon coming up. Now that Erica said that at Bravocon, I think one, that's why they reacted so big to the news. Otherwise, could you imagine if she said Lisa and Harry Hamlin? Like everyone would have been like, oh, but then Lisa and Harry would have been like they would have kind of laughed it off.
It
But
would have just
Dorit and
been like,
PK
oh, hilarious. Yeah.
Dorit and PK went so hard at Erica, and that does get touched on this season of Beverly Hills. Yeah, I believe they've
What
said
the
that
moment of
publicly.
BravoCon gets touched on or
In the
no?
yeah, they touch on it head on in the premiere, which is not a spoiler because I believe the women have talked about that as well.
Yeah.
But it gets touched on like immediately, and I just feel like their reaction to it was like you only react that big when there's truth to it, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. No, that's why. Okay, this is like really, oh, I feel bad bringing this up again. But that's why on Salt Lake City, I don't know if you remember when Angie's husband has that gay rumor.
Oh yeah.
Um, he's the hairdresser and she talks to him about it and he starts to like hysterically cry.
Which is
And
not the way to debunk rumors that you're gay. I can
no.
say that. I've sucked a few dicks. I can say that.
Ah, wait, no, it's not the way that it like that's why. And I said this in my show last week, and I got a couple comments saying, like, no, he was just really upset and really hurt. But the more I think about it, I'm like, how much easier? like Pavitt on RHONY. You know, Sai is starting this whole rumor that he's maybe having an affair because he's flying to Vietnam. And Pavitt's like, no, I'm not. I'm going to Vietnam for Miles. Bye. Like, there's a way to debunk rumors that show, like, if someone said to me, Donna, you are, sleeping with Zack Peter, I would laugh probably. And then I'd be like, no, I'm not. Okay. Anyway, I wouldn't like start to hysterically cry. Or like get
No.
really upset.
I would make jokes about it. I would make merch out of it.
I
Like,
would
I
say like,
slept
oh
with
my gosh,
Donna.
who does his hair? Because I want his hair color. Like it feels very odd when people react to we need like a human psychology expert. When you react to someone saying something that is true about you versus not true, what is the difference in reaction? And I find that very interesting, right?
But also, he was like crying because he's like, oh my God, my daughter's going to look at me differently. And I'm like, really? Because your wife's over here crashing trips and making shirts and fighting with people and being all ruthless and toothless that I'm just like, that's what you're worried about, is that somebody's made up a rumor about you being unfaithful with men?
I
And
know.
that's
And then
what's going to hurt
also,
your daughter?
exactly. And cut to like 2 seasons from now when you're going to be like having lesbian and gay affairs just for TV ratings, like Mauricio and Kyle. I mean,
Oh,
all
yeah.
these people have like all these ideas. Like, I want to show my kids that I am an amazing mother and father. And then they're taking off their shirts and like, screaming at people
Doing
and throwing
shots. Yeah.
drinks. It's
Yeah. It just,
totally
you don't join Real Housewives to be, a model for
a
your
stand
children.
up. I
No,
want
you
to
join it
show
for the
my
paycheck.
children.
Yeah.
That is why I joined House of Villains, because I want my kid to know what an amazing human being I
That's
am.
one show that I hope I can get cast on one day
You
down the
would
line
be a
in the
House
future.
of Villain
I would
member.
love to do House of Villains. Oh my
Tell
God.
me, have you watched it? I haven't watched it.
I was at the premiere party
Oh, that's
and I
right.
got to meet a lot of them.
Okay.
And I did see the first episode. It's really good. I think this is my prediction because you don't find out what celebrity is the first to get evicted from the house. But I think Jax is going to be, just based off of the previews and the trailer that we've seen, I think Jax is probably going to end up being one of the first ones evicted. I don't think he lasts very long. And when I saw him
Mm.
and I told him I was rooting for him, he like kind of, I was like, well, don't bet your money on me. So
Now, is it a good thing to lose House of Villains because that means you're not that bad? Or is it a bad thing to lose House of Villains because it means that you're not that good at being bad? You know what I mean? Like, I feel
well,
like it's almost a good thing to get out of House of Villains.
based off of the first episode, it would make sense that Jax would also be the first evicted because he comes in very much like, I'm not a villain anymore. He's like, I'm here because I have a kid that I miss so much and I need to put him through school. So I'm here to get the money so that I can support my family. And I miss my country bumpkin, Britney. I want her back home barefoot and pregnant. And I just want some Southern loving.
He's like, Los Angeles is not a cheap place to live. We really got to, reality show this up. And
And
speaking
that's
of,
what he said.
oh my gosh. So who do you think, if Jax goes home and they need someone else to come in to be a villain, I heard Justin Timberlake's available.
I mean, those are the real villains we want to see on that show.
I would love like to cast the House of Celebrity Villains. House of Celebrity Villains and then like House of Podcaster Villains.
Who would be in your House of Podcaster villains?
You already put
I mean,
yourself in there.
obviously, but who would I be going up against? I'm ready to duke it out.
Join my Patreon. No, I'm judging. I can't say that here. I can't say that here. I've actually shockingly met so many wonderful, lovely podcasters in this space, like more than bad, more than mean. So it's actually been, for the most part, I think we're a good crew.
Yeah.
What else? So we talked about Mauricio and Mile. I just said that's their new names, Mauricio and Kyle. We'll have to see. So the new season of Beverly Hills, it premieres when? It premieres next week.
Yeah. Oh my God. Something I can't say it. I'll tell you off air, but remind me to tell you because I have big news. I know I can't.
Well,
I can't say anything.
Are you going to be on the next season of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? Well, your voice is on the trailer.
Oh yeah, and that comes up again on the premiere.
Oh, that is super exciting, you guys. Just so you know,
I was
that
at the finale party. I was at Kyle's white party.
You were? Okay. How did you get the invite to that? My friend was there too.
One of the housewives invited me.
That's fun. Now,
Yeah.
at that time, the white party was around the holidays, yeah? Or was it?
No, the white party was
Oh, yeah, it
first
was
week
this
of
year.
May. May, yeah.
But this was before Mauricio Kyle news had dropped.
Right. And they were the last ones to show up at the party. And there were rumors that they were maybe having some issues. They didn't really interact very much at the party. It was interesting.
Got it. Got it. I saw some clips of the hair. Didn't
Oh
Kyle do
yeah.
the hair thing?
She did it was a fan, there was a fan, and
Oh,
it was a
okay.
big giant fan that she was like dancing in front of on stage.
Yeah, Kyle was spotted at LAX yesterday or today going, I don't know where, but in some, she's got her big, combat boots on. Her whole vibe has changed completely. It's nutty to watch. I love it. I love every second of it. Okay, just a little quick something before we wrap up today. Tinsley from RHONY, you guys have all found this out that
Oh
Tinsley is
yeah.
engaged to this really nice looking guy. His name is Robert Bovard. They're getting married next month. I think he's an entrepreneur. Let me find out exactly what he does. He has 3 kids and he's a widower. And I love it. It makes me so, so happy. No one knows anything about it because he hasn't really talked about she hasn't been online. Like I think her last Instagram post was in 2022. So this is totally out of nowhere. And it shows you that you can have happiness after reality TV.
Yes, you
Tinsley got her
can,
happy ending.
because she made the wise decision to go off TV and to stay off and to live that private life. And listen, she was gonna do Ultimate Girl Trip season 3 with Leah, and then
Yes.
at the last minute she backed out, and then they brought in Portia. So I think
I
this
think
is good for her.
Yeah, I think to have the wherewithal, like Rachel Leviss, believe it or not, to say like I can't do reality TV, it's not good for me. I'm
No, she's a ding
actually
dong. No, I don't think Rachel did it with good intentions because she wanted
tell
to
me,
heal. No, Rachel wanted money and they weren't going to give her money, and she thought holding out would pay off. And that's why she went and did Bethany's #1 podcast in the entire galaxy, because she thought that
didn't
this
get
was going to give
paid.
her, didn't get paid, but she thought that this was going to boost her because she thought that the reality reckoning was going to be real. First, Sandoval bamboozles her and then Bethany does. But she thought
JP
that
is gonna bamboozle her next. Justin Timberlake is gonna
probably.
find a way to screw Rachel Leviss over. Mark our words.
Yep.
Wait, do
He
you
can go
really
find her
think
frolicking in the meadows.
so? You think that Rachel Leviss would have and should have done reality TV, and then that
She
happened?
wanted to come back. She wanted to come back to the show, and she wanted the money. First of all, she came back and asked for what Tom and Ariana were being paid for the new
That's right.
season,
That's right. I do
which
remember
I
that
can tell you, Tom and Ariana are not paid the same amount. Tom gets paid more than Ariana does on
because he's been on the show
Vanderpump Rules.
longer.
He's been on the show longer. And even Stassi's talked about how when she took a break and she left for one season and came back, she wasn't making the same money that the rest of the cast members were making, because it does go by seniority and it goes by how many seasons, how much time you spend on the show.
Mhm.
So even though Stassi was only gone for like half a season, she still had to take that pay cut and then start there, because as I'm sure you're familiar with these contracts, they limit how much you can like the percentages of what your salary can be increased with every re-sign until you renegotiate with the whole new contract.
Got
That
it.
said, Rachel wanted to come in and make the money that they were making, which would never have made sense because, one, she's clearly disposable in Vanderpump Worlds, and two, she was on for one season. I mean, she was a guest and a friend of on previous seasons as James's girlfriend, but she wasn't on as long as the other two were. And yes, she was technically part of this scandal, but it was like she wanted the money and she thought that by putting her foot down, they would finally give it to her. And then, she thought that piggybacking off of Bethany's reality reckoning, which, ooh, that really did a lot.
Yeah.
Piggybacking off of that would make her more relevant again. And that did nothing, because as soon as Bethany was done with her, Bethany threw her in the garbage with Teresa's sprinkle cookies.
And Jada's book.
And yeah, and Garcelle's book.
Yeah, we've
And
got
Jada's book.
Jada's book, Garcelle's book, Teresa Sprinkle Cookies, and now Rachel Leviss are all sitting in the trash can.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that is a fun visual. Really interesting. It's really interesting. Do you think Rachel Leviss would do a season of House of Villains?
Probably.
That's actually a good move. Like I could see her getting cast on a show like that.
She'll come back at some point. She's not done. She'll come back at some point. Now that she's sold her Tom Tom sweater. Oh, did that sell
I
yet?
think
Is that
I think it's like almost about to or and it's
yeah, it
up.
was like
Like
a
it's
whole week.
thousands and thousands of dollars.
I think the sweaters were like over 10 grand. I was like, what?
Well, I
Who's
imagine
paying
that
10
people are
grand
buying it to resell it. No? Like this feels like a
for
resale
10
situation.
grand? How are you gonna resell it after you paid 10 grand for it?
Okay, so
Crazy.
Rachel is live on stories today and she
Oh, great.
said, okay, the Tom Tom closed. I don't know what it ended up at, but it was at $9,400
Mm.
earlier this morning. And then the lightning bolt necklace, which should have been more, is at 4,750.
Yeah, I thought the lightning bolt necklace would have done more. I was surprised that the sweaters were doing so well. But also, those are I mean, I guess they were the sweaters that she wore to Bravocon with nothing under it. So,
I get you know who probably bought it was Tom. Sandoval. He's like, I just want a memory because she told me that she loved me at one point and then she
Oh.
blocked me. Oh my gosh, this is so fun. So we just got a comment that says Zach on Daily Dose with Ardana has all the feels of your favorite holiday, which reminds me, you guys, make sure to buy tickets for November 19th. Friendsgiving, celebrate a holiday with Zach and I and the Brav Bros and other special guests. Where can they go again for tickets?
NoFilterLive.com. NoFilterLive.com. Me and Donna, me and the Bra Bros, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have cocktails. We're gonna get Liddy City and live life. So
And if
November
our
19th.
dreams come true, Craig and Austin just like
Oh,
magically
I would
appear.
die.
I mean,
I would die.
someone call Craig. Do you know how happy I would be if I had an opportunity to hang out with Craig? I want
Oh my
almost
god.
bought a cameo for myself.
I've had him on the podcast.
Tell me everything.
He's so sweet. I think that's why I'm not attracted to him because he's a nice guy now.
Oh, you like the
I
bad
like
boys.
I like toxic. Not bad toxic.
You like
Like
doughy, white, toxic, like Austin.
basic doughy and white on the outside and then on the inside just pure battery acid.
Oh my God. Is that Jax?
Not anymore. I wish. He
Do you
is
really
so
think
hot
he's
in
a good
person
guy
though.
now?
I think he's a better guy now. Yeah.
Interesting.
I think
Really
well, I mean,
interesting.
he's still impulsive, like when he like blasted Katie on stage, what was it last week or the week before, for being mean to Britney.
Yeah.
Like, don't be mean to my wife. Um,
Yeah.
so I think he still has those Jax tendencies, but I think what brings out the bad in Jax is being on camera, which I think,
He
although
plays it
I
up.
will say House of Villains, he was so not a bad, like he was I actually loved Jax watching him on House of Villains because he was just so sweet. He had like a little letter from Brittany that she wrote to him. And,
No, I actually really liked Jax too. Like I loved watching their show that they were reacting to the Vanderpump episodes, and I just saw a side of him that I thought was so cute and so fun. And like, I don't know, I'm excited to see the spinoff. I'm excited to go over to Jax's here in Studio City. Hey Zach, we should go, you and I.
where? Oh, I went. Oh, yeah, I went.
Tell me, okay, why didn't you
I just
invite me?
well, it was kind of an accident. I went with a friend of mine. We because I saw Jax Thursday night at the House of Villains premiere, and then I
Okay,
was like, "When does Jax's open?" And he's like, "Oh, it's technically open now." I was like, "Oh, it hasn't been announced." I was like, "I need to go and stop by and check it out." And he's like, "Yeah, if you're ever in the Valley, go check it out." And so I typed in the address and I went with a friend of mine. Not sure if it was actually open or not open because everything still said coming soon.
yeah,
So we went and it ended up being part of Rocco's Tavern.
yeah, it's
Um,
right next door.
no, it's like the same property. So the address is to Rocco's Tavern,
Interesting.
which was interesting. And it shares, like, I think they share a kitchen or something. It connects on the back end with the employees, but you enter you enter separately. But um so we went to Rocco's and we had a couple cocktails there because we didn't think Jax's was open because the sign outside said coming soon. And then we asked the waitress and she's like, "Oh, it opens in 10 minutes. It opens at 5." And we're like, "Oh, okay. So we're
Oh,
gonna
it was
slam
during the
this drink and let's go
day.
next door." Yeah. Because we went like about like 3:34 ish.
Got it.
and it wasn't open, but it said that Rocco's Tavern was open. So we thought
Got it.
Jax's might be open too, but Jax's opened at 5. So they open in the evenings. And it's more of like the lounge that's part of Rocco's Tavern bar.
Okay.
Funny, Wanda Sykes was also there, was sitting right next to us at Rocco's. But
Wow.
so we end up slamming our drinks and then going to Jax's, and it's so fun. It's more of like a sports bar, you
Okay.
know. It's fun because they have like the what is it, the Beverly Hills Hotel, you know, with all the palm trees,
Uh-huh.
that they have that wallpaper, which is really pretty. And then they have like a fun like photo of Jax when he was all blacked out and bloody, that's hung up, and they have the Jax's merch. But it's super like Schwartz and Sandy's. Have you been to Schwartz and Sandy's?
Yes.
Schwartz and Sandy's, Pump, Tom Tom, they're all very foofy and a little pretentious, right? They're just a little more of an experience, where Jax's is literally where it's an experience, yes, but like you can just go and chill and like have a drink at Jax's and watch football. Because we went on a Sunday, Saturday. I don't know. We went on someday, but Monday. We went on a Monday. And so funny thing is, we're just sitting there. Nobody really knows that Jax's is open yet. And then in walks in Kristen Doty and her boyfriend.
Oh my
and
God.
we, hung out at the bar and just, chatted
Shot the
and
shit.
stuff. So it was fun. It was a good time. I was Jen outed me. Zach doesn't remember much. He blacked out.
That night?
Thank you, Jen. No, that daytime, that Monday daytime, because it was only 5:00. So what happened was, to preface, now that I've been outed, it's okay. I outed myself on my podcast, but we had 3 cocktails at Rocco's. We had 2, and then we're like, all right, let's dip out.
Okay, Tom.
And they were big cocktails. They were, because a vodka soda, this is water, but a vodka soda is normally in a short glass, right?
It was in a tall glass.
He served 3 of us in the tall glass, and the third one, like I said, we slammed it so that we can go to Schwartz and Sandy's. Jax's. So I don't remember much of Jax's, but
you just remember the wallpaper.
I just have a video of it, and so I just remember I have a video of that, and then photos with Kristen. So that's how I know what happened.
Okay, well, I live 5 minutes away from there, literally. I'm so close to there. So I'm going to head on over there with a girlfriend at some point, and I'll post about it, and I'll take a picture of that wallpaper and remind you, or maybe you can come back over to the Valley one day.
Oh my God, everyone's outing me in the live chat.
What else? Zach was Liddy City. That's your thing. Calling Josh 5 times and doesn't remember anything. Well, you probably outed yourself if they know.
I outed myself, but I outed myself on my podcast, where I think only 3 people are listening. So then I come on to Daily Dose.
Yeah, sure. Only 3 people are listening, Zach. Well, only 3 people plus 475 people are here listening to this story. So anyway, you guys make sure to buy tickets. I already saw someone earlier. I'm going to try to find Rachel. Rachel said, got my tickets. Seriously, can't wait to meet you both. So
Rachel, are you changing your name to Raquel?
Oh, yeah. Your name now has to be Raquel.
Raquel Staff.
Raquel Staff. That makes sense. Raquel Staff at Vanderpump. Okay, we're going to work it out. You guys make sure to jump into the live stream if you can't go to the actual show for Zack. I can't wait to meet you guys, and make sure to follow Zack over. Where can they find you again?
Just plain Zack all over the internet. The podcast is at No Filter with Zack on Instagram, and the podcast is No Filter with Zack Peter.
And Ray wants to know how you stream the live show on the 19th.
The same place you get your tickets. So if you go to nofilterlive.com and the options to buy tickets, there's a live stream option, so you can get your pass to stream the show live if you're not able to come in LA, and you'll get the link in your email.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I can't wait to talk details with you. Thank you, Zack, so much, and I can't wait to see you soon. Have a good one, dosers. Bye, guys.